Reactorama with FordOhhFord.
Yo, we're gonna react to NBA teammates who hated each other, bro. Off top, I could think about Draymond Green, Jordan Poole, Shaq and Kobe, Dwight Howard and Kobe. um, Let me see. Ooh, Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson. I remember them boys try to go on a full-on fist fight in the middle of the game. Just was swinging that air. But yeah, those are examples that I feel like should be on this video. Shout out to Nonstop Sports for the video. I'ma quit yapping. Let's get into it, bro.
Intense competition, big egos, and millions of dollars at stake. That's just another day in the NBA locker room. From insults to fistfights and even death threats, these are the NBA duos that hated each other. The early 2000s Portland team was often called the Jailblazers due to the plethora of notorious characters on the roster who weren't strangers to guns, violence, and various other vices. So when Zach Randolph joined the Blazers in 2001, he didn't have a hard time fitting in, since he had a rough childhood and often had to fight on the street. So when a 6'5" Ruben Patterson issued a challenge in the locker room, claiming that nobody could out-wrestle him, young Zebo decided to take his chances.
He just got down at the weight room. He coming in like an animal. Can't nobody slam me. So I'm like, can't slam. I just stood up. I'm like, can't slam me. I'm standing up, think he gonna grab me again. We getting him up. He dropped on me. Went straight to the legs. Grabbed my legs. Man, picked me up, bro. Like this. And dumped me on my back. Like WWE.
And we called it the slam heard around the world, and man,
I couldn't practice for 2 weeks, had a bruised tailbone.
But even though he lost the battle, Randolph intended to win the war. In the following season, the two young bulls decided to clash their horns again. And this time, it didn't end well for Patterson.
a couple weeks later, Zach comes back.
And we practice, we going at it. Ruben getting mad, Quintel killing this. Ruben, here you go, bully, try to square up. Quinn. I'm just staring on the court. He looked at me like, what you gonna do, man? He looked at me, I took him, boom.
Hit Rube in his face, he hit him in his eye, and as we found out later that he fractured his orbital socket.
Damn!
However, because Patterson was known for violent off-court behavior, Randolph realized that he might have punched the wrong man.
We get up out here, he going crazy. The whole team had to hold me back. He's trying to get in the locker room. Like 6 dudes had to hold you back. They said so. Came home, so they rushing us out of there.
Shower at home. Take all your practice, you and Q. Y'all get the out of here, dog.
They scared. They running the back. Man, y'all better go. He going crazy, man. He trying to get back here.
Randolph got so scared that he decided to hide for the next couple of days at a teammate's house, afraid that Patterson would pull up to his home and shoot him. In the end, Randolph was fined $100,000, suspended for 2 games, and apologized to Patterson, even though the apology was never accepted. Somehow, the two managed to coexist for the next couple of seasons, until Patterson got traded to Denver. But when it comes to big fights between former teammates, in the 90s, there wasn't a bigger one than the brawl between Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning.
What I just say in the beginning of the video, bro. These niggas just swinging that air. Well, look at this.
During the 1998 NBA playoffs, when poor Jeff Van Gundy almost got killed.
Yo, for real, for real.
The beef between Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson started several years earlier, when they were both playing for the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte's luck in the lottery enabled him to pick Johnson with the first overall pick in the 1991 draft, and center Alonzo Mourning with the second pick overall in '92. Johnson got there first. He won Rookie of the Year, opposed to Mourning, and he believed that he was the top dog on the young Hornets team. And the Hornets thought so too, because in 1993 they signed him to a 12-year, $84 million deal, which at the time...
Damn! 12 years? I ain't never heard of no contract that long in the NBA before, bro. 12 years? 84 million? That's crazy. Niggas is getting 5 years, 300-some million right now, bro. We talking about 12 years? Oh my gosh.
Time was the most lucrative contract in NBA history.
Yes.
And that rubbed Alonzo the wrong way, because he figured there wouldn't be enough money for him. You paid Larry Johnson all this damn money, and now you won't pay me? Zoe said to the Hornets management. Even though he stayed on the team for 2 more years, money and the struggle for domination were always a thorn in their relationship. By the end of '96, both of them were out of Charlotte, and they hated each other's guts ever since, often clashing on the court whenever they had the chance. And just like that Charlotte duo, Michael Jordan's relationship with Kwame Brown started great after Jordan famously selected Brown with the first overall pick in the 2001 NBA draft while he was the general manager for the Wizards. But then Jordan unretired and became Brown's teammate, and that's when the trouble began. The rookie and the icon were friendly at first, with MJ showing him the lifestyle of an NBA superstar. But when the training camp started, they played one-on-one, and Kwame dared to talk a little trash to MJ. That didn't end well. Jordan completely flipped the script, transforming from a supportive big brother into a mean old man. And from that moment on, Jordan started mocking and humiliating Brown in front of his teammates and the media. He was trying to break him down in order for him to grow stronger. But Kwame's confidence was gone, and he never got it back.
Michael has never brought me to tears. Did he upset me a lot? Yeah. I mean, he's a competitor.
Brown has hated Jordan ever since, in a beef that's still ongoing to this day.
Damn.
But if there's any former Jordan teammate who hates MJ more than Kwame, it's Scottie Pippen.
Yes.
After Jordan retired from the Bulls in 1998, Scottie was looking for a team where he could earn the most money, along with the opportunity to finally become the alpha dog. He ultimately decided to join the Rockets, where Charles Barkley gave up a fat chunk of his salary for Houston to be able to sign Scottie.
We got a nice little nucleus, but we need a star to push us to that next level. You know, a guy like a Scottie Pippen is the perfect guy.
The Rockets had great expectations with Pippen, but his chemistry with Barkley on and off the floor evaporated before the 1999 season even started. Pippen wanted to prove that he was the man and take the most shots since he was a 6-time champion. And Sir Charles wasn't too happy about that, so they often clashed. And so the Rockets never really got it going, getting bounced out of the playoffs in the first round, and Barkley called out Scottie for an underwhelming performance, because Scottie took the most shots, but shot just 33% for the whole series.
Oh, hell
we were
no.
a little bit older. I thought I was joining a super team to some degree, but it just didn't work out.
After departing Houston, Pippen didn't hold back, criticizing Barkley's work ethic and commitment. I wouldn't give Charles Barkley an apology at gunpoint. He can never expect an apology from me.
If anything, you owe me an apology for coming to play with this sorry fat butt.
Barkley, in his typical fashion, was quick to respond. I always carry a gun in my car. If I'd known I was going to run into him, I'd have carried it into the arena.
Damn.
If I get arrested for murder, y'all know he didn't apologize.
Damn.
But one of the weirdest fallouts between teammates happened in 2009 with the dysfunctional New York Knicks. And it all stemmed from a spoiled superstar. Before the start of the 2009 season, Stephon Marbury was a 2-time All-Star, averaging 20 points and 8 assists for his career. During training camp, Coach Mike D'Antoni told Marbury that he'd play fewer minutes than the previous year, which wasn't a total surprise, since Steph came off the worst year of his career and was past his 30th birthday. But Marbury felt disrespected. And instead of trying to prove his coach wrong by playing harder, he did the complete opposite, deciding not to play at all.
Stephon Marbury suspended today by the New York Knicks for 1 game for allegedly refusing to play on Wednesday night.
I didn't know about this at all, but keep informing me, Nonstop Sports.
With Marbury on strike, the Knicks management was outraged. But with his big contract, they couldn't trade him anywhere. When the season started and Marbury was still watching from the sidelines, someone had to step up and say something. And that someone was Quentin Richardson. Regardless of what you've got going on with the organization or what you have going on with your coach or whatever, you're not going to allow your teammates to be left out there, the way we were basically being left out there. This is directed at us regardless if you're trying to stick it to whoever you're trying to stick it to. At the end of the day, we're shorthanded. People are hurt.
Right.
And I don't pay attention to Stephon because I don't look at him as a teammate anyway. Even being called out by a teammate didn't change his mind. And with Marbury still refusing to play, the situation turned into a deadlock. It was eventually resolved through a buyout after nearly 5 months of drama, with Marbury joining the Celtics, where he would play the final season of his NBA career. Now, the next 2 teammates were part of some of the most beautiful plays in NBA
Rondo
history.
and Allen.
After Ray Allen and Rajon Rondo won the 2008 championship with the Celtics, Allen met up with Michael Jordan, who gave him a reality check. You guys got lucky. Winning 1 is lucky. Winning 2, now you would be doing something. The major problem you're going to have to worry about is your role players not wanting to play their roles anymore. They go home after the season, and everybody tells them how great they are, and it goes to their heads. They come back and want more minutes and more shots. Not surprisingly, Jordan was right. In the 2009 season, Rondo, Kendrick Perkins, and Big Baby Davis demanded larger roles, which was detrimental to team chemistry. Allen felt that Rondo, eager to become the team leader, was altering the dynamic that had worked so well for the Celtics in 2008. During the 2009 season, Allen was told he and Rondo were being traded to the Phoenix Suns. And when Allen passed this information to Rondo, he didn't take it well. The deal never ended up happening. Rondo accused Allen of being the reason the two were gonna get traded. Things got so bad between them that their teammates ordered them to have a boxing match to fight out their issues.
Damn.
One of your teammates said you and Ray Allen, y'all put gloves on to settle y'all feud. That's real?
It wasn't a settle feud, but we damn sure put the gloves on.
They had beef, and so they boxed it out.
They put on gloves.
They put on gloves and really like threw hands. You could just tell Rondo was trying to knock his head off.
But he never connected. But the swings was with conviction.
It's like, And I was like, whoa, Ray was jabbing. You know what I'm saying?
But even after the gloves came off, the issues didn't stop. In 2011, Allen offered to help Rondo with his free throws before practice. Rondo's free throw percentage hovered around 60% that season. So Allen thought improving that shot of his could be a big boost for the team. But Rondo didn't like that one bit. Rondo didn't say a word, but the look on his face said enough. I don't need your help. I walked away and never offered to work with him again. I can't help somebody who doesn't want to help himself.
That's real,
In
though.
2012, the situation became almost unbearable. Allen believed that Rondo started sabotaging him on the court, and had stopped passing him the ball, even when he was wide open. After a regular season game against the Pacers, the two started screaming at each other in the locker room. When Allen approached Rondo to try and resolve things on the plane home, Rondo was not interested. I got 11 games to play with you, and that's it, he told Allen. However, when Allen's contract expired at the end of the 2012 season, everyone expected him to re-sign and retire as a Celtic. But Ray had other plans. He signed with the Miami Heat, taking less money for a chance to win another championship. And the Celtics felt like he stabbed him in the back. Kevin Garnett and Rondo were the most critical of his decision, and they didn't even want to say hi to Allen when Miami first played Boston. To go with the enemy? That's unheard of in sports, Rondo said.
Yeah.
I can take back what I said. That's what it is.
For the next decade, most of the Celtics didn't speak to Ray. And in 2017, Rondo began organizing a 10-year reunion vacation for the 2008 championship team. He invited everyone except Allen, confirming that their beef was still ongoing. And an almost identical situation happened to another pair of NBA champions, one of whom was a veteran, while the other was looking for a bigger role.
Yeah, I should know who this is. Draymond Green and Jordan Poole.
In 2022, Jordan Poole was playing the best basketball of his career and was a key player off the bench.
He
in the
was,
Warriors'
though.
championship run.
He was, though. Like, niggas was calling him the baby splash bro. And, it's a pool party. You know what I mean? Like, it was cool. It fit the culture at the time. But Draymond had other plans, bro.
However, just like Michael Jordan predicted in 2008, the same thing happened with the Warriors. Poole wanted a big contract, and when he finally got one, he got a little cocky. During the training camp before the 2023 season, Poole started to feel himself, acting like a superstar, which he was yet to become. This rubs Draymond Green the wrong way, because Poole was there for one championship, while he, Steph, and Clay had 4. Furthermore, Green was still waiting for his contract extension, and he didn't appreciate Poole acting up with his new $130 million contract. So the two started bickering on the court. And one day, the situation exploded.
Boom!
TMZ released this video of Draymond.
Oh, shit. Boy, I know Poole had to feel that power from Draymond's Superman punch, bro. Like, there needs to be a documentary coming out soon within the next couple of years about the Warriors dynasty, right? This moment better be highlighted, and Jordan Poole and Draymond better come on that show to talk about their both sides and their both perspectives of this very fucking moment right here, bro. Me, and along with a shit ton of other NBA fans, would appreciate this being explained by Draymond and Jordan Poole, respectfully. Let's get it going.
King Jordan Poole.
This is the biggest crisis that we've ever had.
That's not like one of those fights where you come back and you're great buddies.
This is a bigger story than anyone wants to admit.
The Warriors suspended Green for the incident, and even though he publicly apologized to the organization, to Poole, and his parents, the situation was unsalvageable.
Yeah.
He apologized and professional, we planned on
handling ourselves that way. We're here to play basketball, and everybody in the locker room and on our team knows what it takes to win a championship.
For the entire 2023 season, Poole didn't want to talk to Draymond, and it was a big elephant in the room, which ultimately eroded team chemistry and hurt the Warriors, who lost to the Lakers in the second round of the 2023 playoffs. If the Warriors wanted to have a healthy vibe in the locker room, it was clear that either Jordan or Draymond had to be traded. So Poole got shipped off to Washington. But Poole wasn't the only player whose teammate knocked him out during practice.
Well, this is not the way you want to start your season. Bobby Portis and Nico
Oh,
Mirotic were in a physical altercation.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Portis landed the lone punch, sending
Yeah.
Mirotic, their starting forward, to the hospital today.
Yeah, I remember this, bro. This is a young Bobby Portis on the Chicago Bulls, bro, versus Nikola Mirotic, which, bro, on a separate tangent, y'all do your homework on Nikola Mirotic, bro. This man is really one of the greatest European players ever, bro. And I know that's a big stretch to say because there's Petrovic, Dirk, Joker, Giannis, etc. But Mirotic was up there with them boys for real, as far as international basketball. Shit, I can't even leave out Luka either, bro. Like, Manu Ginobili. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. But do your homework on Mirotic in a separate day, bro. Trust me.
In 2017, during the Chicago Bulls scrimmage, power forward Bobby Portis and Nikola Mirotic got into a fight. Mirotic got the worst of it, as Portis hit him so hard that he suffered a concussion and 2 broken bones in his face.
Me and him got into a little back and forth on the court. We're going back and forth, this and that. I scored, he scored, I scored, he scored. And it was like me. And then he didn't like that. And then he ran up on me, pushed me, and this and that.
The two had history before the incident, and Mirotic came into training camp with a feeling of entitlement, which wasn't sitting well with many of his younger teammates. So when Mirotic made an aggressive move toward him, Portis obviously had enough. However, even Bobby didn't know that he was going to injure his teammate badly and put him out of action for over a month, causing Mirotic to miss 23 games.
Damn!
The Bulls suspended Portis for 8 games without pay because of this, which made it one of the most expensive punches in NBA history.
Yeah.
And punches are one thing.
Yeah.
When fist fights aren't enough, and someone decides to bring a gun. In 2009, during a Washington Wizards team fight, Javaris Crittenden was losing to JaVale McGee in a game of Boo-Ray.
A game called Boo-Ray. It was a very small game.
When the plane was already landing and Crittenden still wanting to play to get some of his money back, he started yelling at McGee until Gilbert Arenas got in the middle of it, causing the situation to escalate even further.
Yes, I believe Gilbert Arenas was the biggest instigator of this whole situation, bro. It wasn't even his beef to start with, right? It was JaVale and Javaris Crittenden, bro. But Gilbert trying to break things apart from those two just added fuel to the fire, bro. Shit crazy.
So you can just see him just fuming, and then he just explodes. That man.
If you shoot up my car, I'm gonna shoot you in them bum knees you got.
I was like, it's already bad. What do I get for? Well, I'm gonna shoot you in your good knee. My good knee. You done took it too far.
You keep talking about fighting, like I play with guns. You better ask about me.
Insults soon turned into death threats, and the next day, Arenas came into the locker room with 4 guns, asking Javaris which one he should use to shoot him.
I want to see you do it. I'll bring you the guns. I'll bring you the guns. I'll bring you the guns. I'm pretty sure you can't afford it. I'm going to bring you the guns, and I want to see you shoot me. That's how we're going to do it.
And even though it was all a big joke to Arenas, he didn't count on Crittenden bringing his own gun. And the Wizards' locker room soon started to look like a Western movie.
Yo.
Almost everybody scattered out and left the room, after which the police got involved, and the information about guns in the NBA locker room soon became public. Because of their stupidity, both Javaris and Gilbert were suspended for the rest of the season, and they have hated each other ever since. However, the police...
they made up. They definitely made up, bro. It's not hated each other ever since. They definitely made up for sure. Gilbert even said that they made up on the Gil's Arena podcast. So do your homework, Nonstop Sports. But yeah, they definitely made up for sure.
Presents are rarely associated with this incident because there was another skirmish that forever etched this phrase in eternity.
I played in the NBA for 16 years, and I've been on TV for 18 years. It's the first time I ever heard police presence. They got, wait. LAPD was called. These two, man.
In 2018, during Chris Paul's first visit to Los Angeles for a game against the Clippers, a team he used to play for, there was a lot of animosity. The Clippers players kept trash-talking Paul the entire game, after which the infamous meetup between the two teams happened in a secret tunnel that led to the Clippers locker room.
Oh,
Well, it was
yeah.
an emotional, chippy game, and it did
I
spill
forgot
over
about
into
that.
the hallway. The team is gone. They've all headed to the bus. Actually, outside of their team bus, there is a police presence, just to make sure that nothing else develops or escalates.
And it wasn't a big surprise, since nobody on the Clippers really liked Paul, especially Blake Griffin. When CP3 got traded to the Clippers in 2011, the relationship he had with Griffin was great, and the duo was all smiles during press conferences.
Make the Blake face.
However, over the years, it slowly deteriorated to the point where the two superstars didn't speak to each other. But it wasn't the only beef of Chris Paul's career, far from it. Apart from being disliked by almost every opponent, Paul's competitiveness often rubbed teammates the wrong way, especially if they felt they were the better player. And before he went to the Rockets, CP3 never played with anyone better than him. But in Houston, there was somebody who was better, and it was James Harden.
Absolutely.
However, during the 2018 season, the Rockets were in sync, storming to the best record in the league, and almost upsetting the Warriors in the conference finals. But in 2019, the Rockets weren't as good, and Harden got tired of Paul bossing everybody around. The biggest ick for CP was that Harden didn't move enough without the ball, and the two superstars went nearly 2 months without speaking to each other during the season.
Damn.
Anybody Chris Paul gets along with? They reported he couldn't get along with Blake Griffin. He got out of New Orleans. He got out of LA. Now Houston. Now there's 3 teams with one common denominator.
After they lost to the Warriors again in the 2019 playoffs, it was clear that they couldn't stand each other. After which, Paul was traded to OKC. Now, this next beef between teammates is one of the most famous in NBA history.
Of
And
course.
it included fistfights, insults, and media slander.
Of course.
The relationship between Kobe and Shaq started off well when they both joined the Lakers in 1996. And O'Neal liked the hard-nosed, brash kid from Philly. And he was the first to embrace Bryant after he shot 4 air balls in the 97 playoffs. But in the 98 offseason, as the media pressure was mounting, Shaq was starting to lose his patience with Kobe, who wasn't all that impressed with O'Neal. The dynamic duo would get into a shouting match during a pickup game. And after a round of trash talking, Shaq slapped Kobe across the face. Before their teammates had to separate the two hotheads. When Phil Jackson joined the team, Shaq got into the best shape of his life, which was always the biggest issue for Kobe. But this time, Bryant was the problem, as he wasn't willing to adapt to the triangle offense, often ignoring open teammates and trying to score the ball himself. All the Lakers loved Shaq, and almost none liked Kobe, who wanted to keep to himself and didn't want to socialize with anyone outside of basketball. "My teammates hate me," Kobe complained to general manager Jerry West. "If I was your teammate, I'd hate you too," West replied.
Damn.
That sobered Kobe up, and he started to play team basketball, helping Shaq and the Lakers to win their first title since the days of Magic Johnson. In the next 2 years, there were no major issues, as the Lakers were too dominant for everybody, winning the championships in 2001 and 2002. But after that third ring, Shaq was content with his career and his 3 finals MVPs. So he enjoyed his summer, opting to delay his toe surgery just before the offseason. "I've got hurt on company time, so I'm going to recover on company time," he famously said. And Bryant was furious that he was so unprofessional and that he
For real.
didn't wait. After that, Kobe went on a scoring tear without Shaq and didn't want to become the number 2 option once O'Neal returned to court. So the two started constantly fighting in the locker room and over the media. But that was nothing compared to all the drama from the 2004 season.
Right.
With Kobe going through a trial that could have gotten him incarcerated and ended his career, he never heard from Shaq, who said that the whole team was present at training camp, despite Bryant's absence. Kobe then accused O'Neal of paying off women with whom he had affairs outside of marriage, which further infuriated Shaq, as well as the other Lakers. And even though Phil ordered them to stop insulting each other through the media, on the very next day, Bryant had an interview with Jim Gray, in which he called Shaq fat and lazy.
He said the guy selling donuts at the 7-Eleven had more pride in his job than Shaq did. And this was the same interview that he had gone public calling him fat and lazy, and that he had surgery on the organization's time, and he would do it on company time instead of his time.
After that, the beef reached a crescendo, and Kobe and Shaq would have had another fist fight if it wasn't for teammates who nipped it in the bud. However, because of all this drama and their lack of team chemistry, the Lakers lost to the Detroit Pistons in the NBA Finals. Subsequently, Phil Jackson got fired, and Shaq got traded to Miami. Because of their beef and the personal things Kobe said about his marriage, Shaq wouldn't even acknowledge Kobe when he first played against the Lakers. And while the beef with Shaq was the most prominent feud of Kobe's career, he had plenty of teammates with whom he didn't see eye to eye. Bryant hated Karl Malone
Yeah.
when the mailman joined the Lakers in
Dwight
2004,
Howard, too.
after Malone made advances toward Kobe's wife, Vanessa. After Shaq left, Kobe was stuck with a mediocre team, headlined by the legendary Smush Parker, whose basketball
Smush.
career is famous only because of his beef with Kobe.
Yeah, Smush Parker and Kobe did not like each other, bro.
Bryant berated Smush at every chance he could, and they both trash-talked each other in the media long after Parker's 2-year stint with the Lakers was over.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Dwight Howard.
Of course.
Kobe never liked Howard from the start of his career with the Lakers, and neither did Steve Nash, who clashed with Dwight often. Kobe called Dwight soft when they had an altercation on the court, and said he started appreciating Shaq more after his tenure with Howard.
I didn't have a personal problem with Kobe. I just think that we were on two different levels mentally.
Yeah.
However, Kobe wasn't the only superstar who wasn't a fan of Dwight Howard when they were teammates. After
James
he left the
Harden.
Lakers, Howard joined James Harden on the Rockets. And at first, the guard and the center had a good relationship. In their first season together, they both made All-NBA teams, and the Rockets won more games than they did in 7 years. But towards the end of their 3-year tenure, the situation became unbearable, and the two future Hall of Famers weren't on speaking terms.
I don't think me and James was close, and I don't know what happened.
When a new player joined the Rockets, they supposedly had to join camps, as people who were good with Dwight weren't friendly with James, and vice versa. There were never big confrontations between Howard and Harden, no fistfights, or even media jabs. The beef between James and Dwight was always passive-aggressive, even on the court, where Harden refused to pass the ball to Howard, and then claimed that he didn't see him. On the other hand, Howard was intentionally...
You didn't see him? That's what we're going to go with, bruh. This is one of the tallest people on the court, and you claim that you didn't see him, bro? And you not a short point guard either, James Harden. Like, come on, nigga. Stop being fucking petty. Stop acting like a little girl. And hoop, bro.
Setting bad screens for Harden in order for James to get hit by the opposing center.
Damn.
Even though those claims were never proven, when there's smoke, there's usually fire.
Yep.
And it was painfully clear that their relationship had run its course after the 2016 season.
I didn't really know how to talk to him like that.
Right.
When it seemed like it had gotten to that point where when we first got there, it was cool, and we not even talking no more. Like.
And this next player didn't wait to get traded after fallout with a teammate. He did something
Man.
no other player had ever done, organizing a press conference within an hour of it happening and saying that he wants to get the hell out of there.
Yo, this was crazy. Jimmy Buckets in Minnesota was a wild time for everyone involved, bro. No cap.
That you were loud, emotional, passionate, we like to say, targeting teammates like Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins, that you told GM Scott Layden, quote, "You effing need me."
Jimmy Butler was never an easy teammate to deal with, especially if you weren't given 110% in practice. Just like Kobe and MJ, Jimmy was disgusted with players who didn't share the same work ethic as him. And after he led the young Timberwolves to their first playoff berth in 14 years in 2018, Jimmy Butler grew unhappy with Karl Anthony Towns, and especially Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
Their nonchalant approach to the game and inadequate level of professionalism rubbed Butler the wrong way. And after one practice, Jimmy exploded.
Jamie started talking to the GM, everybody in the gym.
Y'all better pay me. I'm like that. I'm like, he is nuts. Y'all think that's the way that I need? I'm him. Pay me. Pay me.
Yo, Club 520 with Jeff Teague and them, bro. Y'all please watch that, bro. That is one of the funniest NBA podcasts ever. Jeff Teague's storytelling is phenomenal, bro. And I watch a lot of NBA podcasts, you know, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, Podcast P, you know what I mean, Club 520, Gil's Arena, even Trey Young when he does his stuff, and Michael Porter Jr. when he does his vlogs and stuff too, bro. I be tapped in with them boys, for real, for real.
I was honest. Was I brutally honest? Yes. But I think that's the problem. Everybody's so scared to be honest with one another. If you didn't like the way that I handled myself in practice, one of the players come up to me. Somebody say something. Anybody. I'm not going to take it offense. It's not personal.
Ultimately, the situation between Jimmy and the two young stars became unbearable until Butler's trade request was finally granted.
Yeah.
But this next beef is the strangest of them all, and arguably one of the most famous ones of all time.
D-Lo, man. Kids at home that's watching this, do not be like D'Angelo Russell to your other friends, teammates, or family members, bro. What do I mean? Watch this.
During the 2016 NBA season, D'Angelo Russell was a brash young rookie, living his dream after the Lakers selected him with the 2nd overall pick. D'Angelo became good friends with Nick Young, and the two hung out a lot.
Because they had that friendship where they just always bothered each other. They always ran pranks.
Yeah.
And they just went too far.
During one night on the road, Russell kept asking Swaggy P about his romantic exploits. But what Young didn't know was that D'Angelo was recording it all.
I thought it was just asking questions, like being a rookie. You know how the rookie just asks best questions. So we just chilling in the room. You know, we in San Antonio, had nothing to do in San Antonio, so we just talking, not thinking. You know, I'm being recorded.
I'm glad you told my video all that.
Not thinking that the conversation would ever leave the room, Swaggy P kept yapping about different women he slept with, despite being engaged to rapper Iggy Azalea.
Do you know how that video got out? Because he didn't actually post it himself, did he?
He said he did it, but I don't know how else it got out.
Under unknown circumstances, the video somehow got posted online, seriously breaching the locker room code and effectively ending Young's relationship with his fiancée.
You thought you had good ones. Then you got snitched on. You find out that Russell snitched. God, Russell!
Of course, that didn't sit too well with Young, or anybody in the league. The NBA is one big brotherhood, and this was a severe breach of trust.
Okay, so hopefully y'all learned a lesson from this situation, because we don't do that to friends, family, teammates, none of that, bro. You feel me? The fact that you even got your phone out recording such conversation like that is diabolical to even begin with. You know what I'm saying? So please, bro, if you know your partner on some slick shit, just keep it between you and your partner, bro. Like, especially if you genuinely care about like what's going on with your partner. Having your phone out recording it is crazy. And I think he posted that shit. Or he might have sent it to one of his little friends back in Ohio State, because that's where he went to college. And one of them niggas probably posted it, bro. But someone in D-Lo's camp definitely put that shit online to fuck up Nick Young and Iggy Azalea's marriage. But it is what it is, folks.
D'Angelo was ostracized by Young and the rest of the Lakers, which ultimately led to his trade after only 2 seasons in LA. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, we have another one for you right here.
Why the fuck wasn't these two mentioned into this thing, bro? I mean, okay, I guess they weren't technically hating each other as teammates. They hated each other after the trade went down. Which, as you see on the thumbnail on the screen, but that's kind of similar to me, bro. Like, this could have been mentioned on the video, I feel like, but it is what it is, bro. W video, shout out Nonstop Sports for the video once again, bro. Y'all like it up. Comment your favorite part of whoever your favorite teammates who hated each other. Comment that down below. And we're on the way to 1,000. We less than 100 away. So please tell a friend to tell a friend that I'll be doing my first ever giveaway once we hit 1,000 subs, bro. All right? I'll catch y'all boys and girls on the flip ski. Let's get it.